Record. Quiet bunch. All right, we got some people from Puerto Rico. How's Puerto Rico going? I can't. Where is that? Where is Tenerife? I am showing my ignorance. Have no idea. Never heard that. New York, Portugal. Justin, there is no audio for you. Haha. That's what you get. What's up, Mohammed? Yeah, if you, all right, as always, for those of you who are the first time on the stream. Oh, I forget. Okay, nice. Now I know. I'm gonna look that up. Anything good in Tenerife? Portland, man. I might visit Portland in June. I might visit Portland in June. Nice, 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 nice. All right, guys. So for those of you who are the first time here, we'll do steady peeping. So yeah, for those of you first time here, everything is said here. It's just solely mine and Ryan's opinion when he's here. What the? And if you want to ask questions, please ask them in the Q&A section, not in the chat, because especially when I'm alone here, it's very, very hard. Denver, Italy, Australia, for me to like read and switch to the screen and back and all that stuff. I always forget. So Q&A though comes out with a little icon, so I am always alerted to look at the question. There are no wrong questions, even if you know, if you don't ask, you don't know. So, you know, don't be afraid to ask questions. There he is. So yeah, so I'm just gonna go over. What's up, X-Ray?
What's up, brother?
All right, this is the Oil King from last week.
Lately, yeah, no kidding.
It's British oil, man. So we go into so yeah, so these are our Instagrams for those who don't know. You can always, you know, follow us.
Just show
Appreciate
your
it.
screen there, bro.
Oh shit. Yeah, because okay, cool.
Are you
Yeah,
recording?
so
Yes, you are. Yeah.
I am recording, yes. I'm hoping I'm sharing the correct screen.
You're showing your chart.
Yeah, good, good, good. What's up, Andy? What's up, Andy? What's up, Andy? Andy said he's gonna join tomorrow.
Nice.
I'm kidding, he didn't say that.
All right.
Anyway, anywho, so these are the Instagrams if you want. Okay, so last week was badass, especially the way it started. I'm just gonna show a couple of trades. Let me go in straight into market overview. So number one on the agenda, USD CAD has been given nice setups. So I do a lot of one-on-ones in the mentorship that we do. So I erased everything, unfortunately. All my markups, all my damn Wyckoff markups, beautiful. Anywho, I can still find it, right? So last week I was able, I think I was on Mike's stream and he showed it, and I showed my chart. So there was a clean distribution here. And then I essentially went and put an extreme order on 1 minute on here, and on here. And it clapped me one, clapped me two, but did not clap me on this one, and had like the most amazing entry ever. And it was pretty significant lot size. So I kind of, this is what I targeted. So I exited here, and little did I know it's gonna go further. But that's what I'm learning, how to hold the trade for longer than that, because that to me was plenty of money. I was like, okay, don't be greedy, get out. And if I held it, you know, that's already 3 times as much.
Full disclosure, the only reason I'm still holding it is because I forgot.
Oh, nice. So yeah, that's perfect here. Um, yeah, this is it. You know, as Mike charted on his chart, that is, as you can see, this is my research account. I have a order sitting there. Um, I'm pretty sure everyone should have it by now. That's because the lag here, like here, pretty much mitigates to here. And that this is the current lag right now, right? It's nicely walking price down. I'm thinking it's gonna walk price down to this last candle here, but who knows, right? So right now we're still maintaining bearish order flow. We keep breaking these lows and we keep mitigating, just coming down, coming down, coming down. So even on 15 minutes, you know, this I don't like at all. So on 15 minutes here down to 5 seconds is what is really maintains the bearishness. The order flow is this way, but you know, I wouldn't put any orders over here if I were you. It's way too dangerous. Even if you can find some kind of distribution here from backtesting, if it doesn't get tested after this range is broken and comes that low, if it comes back up here, it's just gonna go doop and just destroy all this. Don't expect a test in here if you went this far down with that. If this didn't hold the price, this is not gonna hold it either. So that's just from backtesting. You can do what you trade what you see. I wouldn't recommend trading anything out of here at all. And just as GU showed today, if anyone traded GU, it was awesome and lucky enough to grab it today. That is not going to hold the price either. So again, this is plenty of imbalance over here, over here, over here in this candle. And if this order flow means we're gonna switch the order flow, and I would try to find a buy somewhere in here. And we can look at it. Actually, let's look at it now. On 5 minutes. It's nice little accumulation here. Boom. Came back. Mitigated. So here's the volume candle right here. Come back, stupid. Yep, here's the volume candle right here. So if you do Mike's thing, you got 50% and 80%. Me, I need to have a true order block. So for me, it's pretty much 80% right here. If I were to place a pending, it will be over here. Yeah, it will be over here. That is what, like 3 pips? Perfect. House loading. Ryan, if there's any question, okay. What? What's the IC candle? Was this your IC candle? Yeah. Institutional candle. Yeah. That was. That is. This is also the accumulation in side supply and demand. So this is what came back. Yeah, this is an absorption block is what it's called. So it absorbs the wicks from both sides. So this comes in, it'll probably wick into here a couple of times. So if that gets broken, all of this will die and we will go lower to where I said we might be going on a higher time frame, because on the higher time frame, the order flow hasn't really been broken until this is destroyed. But I'm not looking personally to buy USD CAD right now. I have a sell limit on 5 seconds over here. And as Mike explained already, for those of you who weren't on his stream on Tuesday, if I can get back there, Jesus. Yeah, probably better do it this way. Boom, boom, bam, bam. I mean, right here, it's 50% of this giant volume candle here on 5 seconds. Right here is your 80 seconds, which is top of these two gaps. And all of this range between here and here is only 5 pips. So that's good enough for me. And if you start coming up and seeing what's in this candle, you see this point also is the last point where liquidity gets taken, and it's half of this wick, which is the liquidity void. So everything adds up, and it's the extreme. So I have 20 lots sitting here just in case. Okay, so we're good there. That's USD CAD. That was the trade of last week for sure. Then the gold was very interesting and tricky, but if you do journal and you do screenshot the stuff, again, I erased everything because of one-on-ones, but this was my gold porn. I've been watching and marking up gold for like a month and a half, and there was no place that didn't have a markup, but now it's all clean because I got tired. Anyway, so what was happening with gold, if we go to daily, we can see how gold was walking the price down, probably, or we were hoping to come here and grab this liquidity, right, under here. But as it turned out, we don't have enough juice. When we don't have enough juice, we go for gas somewhere else. You know, we gotta fuel the car before it keeps moving. So I do believe we're going to end up at 1500 level eventually. 1500, boom, right there. After we come down here. But if you look and if you know anything about gold, you know for a fact that gold loves extremes. If you don't believe me, check out where this came. While you're back test, check out where this came while you back test. And this took like 2.5 months. So I won't be surprised if we come to this last IFC all the way over here in the next 2 months or something. I don't know, 1 month. Take all of this out, fill this imbalance, start the schematic, and mitigate just like this, sort of. So same thing will happen here. Hopefully, that's where you become rich. Because if it does it once, it does it twice, it does it 3 times, it could do it again, especially since we have a target defined. So that was confirmed with what I think this is, which is accumulation that happened here. If you go to 1 hour, you can maybe see it better. All right, so now they, again, to me, this is what's maintaining bearishness. And if you do like fibs, and I don't really use them anymore, but you do like fibs, you know that there cannot be any sells if you're smart until at least the upper 50% quadrant and better off in this area, in the top 75. Discount price, right? So premium price. So again, I'll be waiting over there for a sell. So now I got to find a buy. what it's doing right now, today, that was a nice retracement. I think we're gonna come a little lower because we're not really doing anything. So I think we got a little push. It would be amazing, again, if you're looking at 1 hour and define your legs. That is the lag that maintains bullishness. So if it comes here, we need, this is a slingshot candle, right? We need a schematic here. Okay, we can also see how market loves to spend time here. All this consolidation here, all this consolidation here, all this consolidation here. So very, very possible that we're gonna have an accumulation and come up from there. If not, I will have a buy limit sitting here waiting, right? In this area. If this gets smashed, you know, it's going to this accumulation area here. But I don't think it will, because the dollar is bearish right now. Anywho, so let me show you what happened last week. That's actually last week happened like an example of how to change your bias very fast. So I saw this accumulation that happened on Monday night. And then we came up and did this, which made no sense that it's distributing, because we just had an accumulation. Why are we having a distribution? So I knew that this is going to be a failed distribution that turns into reaccumulation. However, if you know how reaccumulation schematic goes or anything, this was perfect. And then we were stuck in the range of support resistance. So I was expecting this to come here, right? Mitigate of order block here, and then do the creek, do a shakeout right into an institutionally funded candle there, and then come up. That didn't happen, and I got clapped. Too bad, so sad. But after I got clapped, I know the key rule that for those of you who know me and who backtested it know for a fact that when we have an order block and this, we're coming down and there here is the order block and you're expecting it to come here to sell out of here, and it instead of coming here, it does this 100% of the time, it will come back, and that's your retest. Most of the time it will come back and do 2 touches, do this W and come up. So what happened? We broke this order block, come back again. Here's your W. Broke the range of this accumulation. Came back, come back to the creek, come back to the range, whatever. Perfect mitigation out of this order block. I'm gonna erase it so you can see. What's an order block? A candle that gets engulfed with imbalance. Look at that. 0 drawdown. I got in. This is 7:40 in the morning. So perfect, easy snipe. And of course I got out here because that's what like I said, I'm working on holding it longer, but that was good. I think it was 1 to 10 or something. No, 1 to 20. I think for me it was 1 to 10 though, because I probably put stop loss lower or something. Anywho, that was the snipe that I did on gold last week on Thursday. After getting clapped in London, I got back in New York and did it. So that was a very, very nice snipe. So like I said, now what I'm expecting is if on 1 hour we can come back to right here would be very nice. Ah, stop it. Stop moving. If we can come back over here, it would be very, very nice. If we can get there. Right. If we don't, then we don't. On 15 minutes, we did come to, oh Jesus. We did come to this thing, which is an ugly reaccumulation here. So we could do something. It's just, again, from backtesting gold plenty of times. When this crap is happening, we keep going. I mean, this is the ugliest price action if I've seen one. What is this? I figured that out. It makes no sense. So yeah. I would love for it to come down here before coming higher, but or here. But I do not think this is anything though, and I think it's gonna smack through it. All right, this is the level of supply and demand. So here from this slingshot candle where I sniped it last week, that's where we want a schematic as well, or a schematic here, or a buy limit here. And again, because of where I'm going, you know, your first TP is all the way over there. And I wanted to come over here. Because I do believe we're going to go and mitigate this extreme. Probably going to take a month and a half, but whatever. All right, so then we got silver that happened today. Off divergence. That our sniper Justina found. That was awesome. I always love it when the student gives out a trade and it works out. So it was very, very awesome divergence on 1 hour between gold and silver. So easy a caveman can do it. Just follow the magic line. Gold was making higher highs, while silver made lower lows. Not only did it make lower high, but also before it came back to mitigate and make a lower high, it broke structure right here. So it breaks structure to the downside, breaks order flow to the downside, but internal structure to the downside here. Then comes back perfectly to this order block, mitigates, diverges with gold. As soon as it goes, you can get in over here, or if you're riskier, go smaller time frame, or just market execute, and you were in like 5 minute. 5 minute was just beautiful. Like I would wait for this candle engulfing and get in right here with stop loss here, and you can get all that. Unfortunately, I didn't get up till later, till I was already like over here, like lower over here. So I sold over here, worked out fine. But now we have been sitting in here for, I don't know, half a day. Once again, just like on gold, I wanted to come into this accumulation area here, because this is definitely what pushed the price higher, and this is definitely all mitigated liquidity to me. So, and we're already doing a schematic, and we're already breaking structure. So I think we're just gonna, we could actually on silver come fill this imbalance. I do have a sell limit sitting over here. I could come fill this imbalance into here and then drop for a beautiful classic redistribution. Whether or not we're going to do it, I don't know. But my original sell and this sell, I want to take it all the way to here, to 25 even level. How beautiful is that? 25 even level, there's a perfect order block there. Just beautiful. So that's silver. And then Ryan, did you want to show or do you not have time at work?
I might have to go just because I might have patience, so I don't want to get in the middle of it and have to run.
Okay. Okay.
next
So
week
Ryan sniped UK oil. I don't know what he did and where he did it, so I'm not gonna show.
I can actually do the trade next time. We could, go over it.
Okay.
Yeah.
GJ was an ass today. Because I had a house and it didn't get to my house. I had a house on this mother. I thought this is gonna be the one. Marked it all beautifully, had the spring, and we broke this internal structure, which is all we require for the spring.
It'll come back.
And I came back and mitigated out of this order block. Perfection. So I put a half a lot on it. It made quick buck. But I'm unhappy because I had a shit ton sitting over here. Oh man. Then after we broke the structure, I drew this little thingy. So I don't know if we're gonna do it or not, but we'll see. If we do, that'd be awesome. If we do, come back and let's see, where did I get it from? Oh yeah, okay. So if you can see this perfect candle here and this candle here, so those candles, last candles engulfed by imbalance, all this stuff. Those are the two orders that I was waiting for, or I'd be waiting for if it does come back. Now, of course, the house is still going to be sitting over here. House is still over here on the spring. We shall see what she does. I was mad. Can't get mad at a little bit of profit though. It's half a lot though. Anywho, let's see what else. Euro USD. Oh, GU, man, GU. It's one of those things like I love GU and then I miss it and I'm mad forever. GU was the best trade of today. If anyone I know Peter or Petro, whatever his name. Peter got in. I'm jealous. I'm very jealous. That's my sin. GU just did something weird. Because it basically, if you didn't get in right away, maybe off supply and demand here, there was not real good entry unless you're only trading GU and sitting there and staring at it and just following order flow and find a mitigation, but it didn't give a clean entry after you get in at the bottom. Like it left everything. This would have been Friday would have been amazing day to get in. And then I think he got in somewhere here. Again, for me, I wouldn't have gotten in because I would have been waiting with my house over here. And that never got hit. But I think this is all it did. It literally did this wick to wick here. So just a breaker, clean breaker here. I just came back to mitigate orders. Done. And I don't know how many pips it is in profit now, already like 140. So what's next for GU? Well, they might show them, suck in the sellers, but I want to bet that it's gonna come back over here, bounce twice and come higher. Because I'm telling you, 100% of the time, if people were looking to sell out of this order block here, out of this IFC, and it got destroyed, it's gonna come back here and do this, and then come higher. So I'm probably gonna put a research position here. Also, there is a kissing candle here, so I really like this. Let me look. It's got cleaned up, but this right here has a very nice order block there. So, man, it matches so perfectly. So I bet it's gonna come back here, bounce of this fake resistance, come back here, bounce twice, or bounce once and come there. Where I'm looking to sell this is in here. Right, this distribution we discussed before. This is the type 6 something. Well, where the selling climax is the highest wave that you're gonna get. Yeah, and it's definitely not a 1 hour schematic. It's 5 minutes. Yeah. It literally did this weird thing. 1, 2, 3 drives here. But this was the, I don't even want to mark it up. Fuck it up. But regardless, it got a very clear entry for me, or several, I should say. This is one. Yep. So if we can look at that candle more precisely. I don't see much. I don't see anything unclean, and I don't like that. It's going to be like a USD CAD case where you need to put several positions. Like right here. Something like that. But until then, we are going to have a long way up. So going to be bullish on this. The other reason why I'm bullish on this, and I would like to, it's also besides the fact that it's the breaker here, it's also there's this imbalance between, see how everything's clean until then, and then there's imbalance in between here. So that also matches. So when people say stupid things like it's going to go to the 50% of imbalance, I'm going to tell them, no, it's going to mitigate this order block that's got not mitigated, still orders sitting there. So it's going to come back to them. It just happens to be in the middle of imbalance and almost always, not almost, always works out that way. So 1.39 even level, anyone?
Beautiful.
139 even level. So we got some confluence. So this is London. This is London right here. You can get a pretty nice 1 to 30 over here. So you already told me to do it and it clapped me. Sorry. Okay, so
And some practical reasons why that's possible is because it moves so fast, the market doesn't have an opportunity to activate those orders. So they come back and then activate them and take off. So
there you
there
go.
you go.
True story. So yep, so this would be, and then when it gets here, when you're this much in profit and when you risk, you understand how to manage your risk, you understand how to hedge, and you understand that, let's say I put, I don't know, let's say I put 10 lots over here and it comes here and you want to take profits, you can take 5 lots off and put 5 lots on this side and just keep it with stop loss here, let's say, and the profit on this will be here as well. So not only you're 3 to 1 on this, but you also already took 5 lots out. So you're win-win kind of thing. And best case scenario, it's going to come, maybe grab this, but comes to this, which is a separate order, but it comes to the highest IFC and then starts dropping, at which point you can put stop loss and profit here, stop loss and profit here, and see which one wins. So it's a win-win. Just need to get here during London. So GU, GJ, okay, AJ. AJ is Bay. So last week, I didn't take this trade. I did journal it as a missing trade or missed trade. There was a divergence with NZD JPY. Perfect. Right there. It was hard to see, kind of, but the cool thing it was you could have measured it this way. As a downtrend, we measure from the bottom. So you could have seen this divergence here. Right. Oh, then it matches then, but you could have seen it here, or you could have seen it from just here. Actually, this is right. Right, so you could have seen it on a small time frame, like what is that, 15 minutes, 5 minutes, or you could have seen it on a larger time frame, like 1 hour here, right? And get in, right? There's so many ways to get into this, but even if you're very safe, wait for this engulfing candle here, get in here and stop loss here. That's a little bit larger than I like. That's like 25 pips or something. But even with 25 pips, this is like 1 to 5 almost, 1 to 4 here. But if you're more of a sniper, go to 5 minutes and see the divergence on 5 minutes. right? And then all you got to do, as soon as you see the divergence in mitigation, is wait for this engulfing candle here. Get in on the opening of that candle, stop loss underneath here. That is 7 pips, 6.9 something. That's very manageable. And then you get a good risk to reward. Whatever. And then, of course, you can confirm all of this with Wyckoff, right? But with Wyckoff, of course, this wasn't an easy task. This wasn't an easy task because, well, essentially, if this is a spring, because we got 1, 2, 3, 4 drives, this is a spring and this is the signal of strength over here. And this is a test, like this test here basically tested the very bottom of the spring. And that's what AJ likes to do. If you know AJ, AJ is nasty. Sometimes it goes right a little below a test, but a little below the spring even. Or sometimes it tests the very, very extreme of the spring. So with Wyckoff, this was much harder to not get clapped, I should say. But with divergence, you know for a fact that, well, the same thing here. This is actually NZDJPY buy, right? I'm confusing myself. No, I'm right. AJ. That's it. Sorry. So with the divergence, it was almost no brainer. You saw it and got the engulfing candle, boom. But like I said, I missed it primarily because I wasn't confident at 7:45. That's not the time. And more importantly, because when we diverged, we did not break structure, and I don't take those trades anymore. If this leg here broke this structure, internal structure, it did break this small structure, but I wanted it to break that and then come back, then definitely I would have 100% taken it. But because we didn't, and there was no volume, hesitation, leads to that. So just like GU is in this place, I'm thinking AJ kind of shows the way here. We're bearish here, so I want it to come back here. And I have several, as you can see, lines there. I really want it to come to this little nice order block between 83.25, 83.17, and execute my house on this. And that would be nice. Targeting, of course, first target the obvious, but then I would like for it to go back to where it started, which is, there's an order there, which is over there. If it decides to rack this, we have an accumulation lower, but this, if you see, kind of got tagged already. This got tagged over here, which I don't like when it gets tagged. I don't know what this buy limit is. Oh, it's an extreme on this bottom one here. Yes, it is. I have a research position on that bottom one here. But this didn't really break structure, so I don't know about that. Because it didn't break structure, I'm not gonna put a house here. And when it doesn't break structure, what I need is another schematic to form. So it's quite some time to wait. So I don't really have a setup on AJ. because this failed to break structure. We are, however, on AJ as opposed to NJ is bearish. This one is bullish still. Right? So we are in this leg and now we're in forming this leg. So this could easily rack that, mitigate out of our accumulation here, and then give a higher high. So in fact, this happens a lot. Sorry, getting messy. In fact, this happens a lot, but you know, here I really like this for extreme. And I would need a schematic from this slingshot candle, especially since we didn't break structure. So here's your candle, institutional candle, whatever, but you need a schematic here. And you could put a pending here because we do have liquidity, right? We do have liquidity, even though this is reaccumulation end, right? So accumulation, and this whole thing was failed distribution into reaccumulation, and now we're failed to break the high, so it could come for more liquidity in order to move higher. So this is classic scenario where, you know, Tuesday night, Tuesday whatever, forms a low, and then we start coming up. So that's what I'm expecting. I'm going to probably set an alert here right now just to monitor the price. Here, need a schematic here, and we'll have a pending down there because we are bullish overall still, and that is what holds the bullish structure. Questions? All right. Any POI on a yeah, I'll take a look US30 next. Any POI on USD CAD and chance to go over divergence. Okay, I will go over divergence on silver. Which type of distribution was that? When BOS happened, then you put limit order. When BOS happened, then you put limit order? Yes and no. So the only time I put limit orders are at extremes. Or if I'm really like the setup and I'm away from whatever, when I'm trading live, I'm waiting for break of structure on small time frames when it comes to my POI, and then I execute. So yeah, break of structure is a definite need for me to do anything. But you know, if like you'll give you an example, right? Let's say yeah, let's say this broke structure. Let's just say this, right? This went and broke structure just now. You see this, right? Cool. It's broke structure, then it came back. Now, this candle is what I'll be looking at, right? So if you look at where it hit, it didn't quite make it to the last order block, kind of. So I would have put my limit order in here, smaller position in here, the house. That's where I would put my limit order. But because it didn't come there, and I saw, let's say I'm watching it on 5 minutes, and it would have broken this structure here on 5 minutes, and I would have seen this order block. It's getting messy. I'm a messy guy. So watch. So I didn't get to my order. It missed me, right? So then I'm watching this on 15 minutes, let's say, and I see this structure, or, you know, I'm watching order flow. Okay, so this order block here gave birth to this low. Then we broke this order block, we broke this order block, and we destroyed the internal structure. So now we are in this leg. So what do I see here? I see the supply and demand level sits here. So you could have one smaller order here with stop loss underneath there, right? And then the second one on this very last candle. And so of course it comes to here and gives you a little bit of drawdown, but then comes back. So that, you know, that's what you need break of structure for. But the main part here was that it broke the structure, and then yes, you can put depending on the extreme. It all depends on how much you risk, right? And then watch the price action as it comes in, because you don't want it. So it came in perfectly, because when it got here, you know, this was fast, and then it just did this. That's pretty much Wyckoff accumulation on a, it's accumulating on a smaller time frame, right? So that was perfect here. Let's get erase some lines. All right. So that was the last question. Okay, on silver, which type of distribution was that? I'm going from behind. Blah, 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 blah. Where exactly? Do you remember what I said about which distribution? This was distribution. This was redistribution. I don't know. I kind of missed your question. Any change? Yeah, divergence. Okay, divergence, very simple, guys. So two pairs that correlate, right? So let's say Euro USD and GBP USD. Right, I'm not gonna go in why pairs correlate and all that, because we're gonna be here all day. But you can join our squad for that. So you got them, and you can see, if you can see, this one's going up, this one's going up, right? So more or less, this one's going up, this one's going up. But sometimes, just sometimes, as we're going down on both pairs, right? This one's going down, this one's going up, right? Showing you that it's strong, it's showing strength against the dollar, right? So then the one that shows strength is the one you take. So there's three rules for divergence that I always go over. One is as you start your drawing, it's easier to put the line. So if we are doing downtrend, making lower lows, lower highs, right? You're start drawing lower lows, right? From the bottom. If we're going down, you draw from the bottom, right? Okay. If we're going up, so if you draw a line here, and now you start drawing from here, you're going from the top, from the top, from the top, right? From the top, from the top, from the top, from the top. Sell. You see? Now that's counter trend, but still, you're getting it. So the second rule is one has to be taking liquidity, right? One has to be mitigating. So like in this case, we took liquidity down. This one is mitigating already. after taking liquidity, right? It took liquidity here, and then it came to mitigate, right? So, and the third rule, you always take the one that mitigates or the one that shows strengths or weakness against the other pair. So you always take the leader. POI on USD CAD is, yeah, we discussed it, didn't we? POI on USD CAD is at the top, right here. It's at 1.2625. 1.2625 is my POI. On the bottom, I don't know. We did break the flow, but we haven't shown really the like I said, here, it's this candle here. So what you want in this candle is you want the accumulation. You want this price to do that type of stuff, and then you can try to get in, right? Especially since it's, Asian range right now. Because you don't
That's
know.
still a good, but
Say what?
yeah.
Yeah,
That's an aggressive entry. I'd wait for a break of structure, like we just draw it out and get the mitigation off that.
Right. Well, so yeah, so I mean, this is what maintains bearishness, which is why we're trying to sell from here. So, but if you consider this break of order flow, or as Mike calls it, boof, it's an aggressive entry, but you can get a schematic here and get it, and then it'll start mitigating from this side, right?
Right.
So if that gets wrecked, you're done. It's gonna keep going down. All right, all right, all right, all right. And US 30. Haven't looked at indexes today at all. Gold is so much cleaner these days. All right, US 30. I just get tired of indices always going up.
That's a good problem to have.
Yeah, for my stocks, yes.
Yeah.
For my stocks, for sure. I don't care, man. I bought Dogecoin when it was 5 cents.
What are we at? 30 something?
No, like 40 cents.
40 cents? Okay.
Hey, man, 600% in 2 days. Oh, man. Gamblers Anonymous. Call me.
Yeah.
All right. So, US 30. Oh, that would have hurt. If you took this divergence, that would have hurt. And that's an example of divergence that doesn't work out. What you doing selling indexes, fool? Yeah, so US 30, man. This is classic reaccumulation over here on US 30 happening. That's all we do on US 30 is reaccumulate. So
It's really bizarre.
that's your creek ending in accumulation, and now we're gonna break the structure, probably come back to supply and demand and keep going, or come back to the jump, come back to the creek. So let me draw this out for you. Selling climax. AR.
This got 2008, 2009 written all over it.
This is buying climax, sorry. Distance. Support. Greek. Fractal accumulation. You see the fractal accumulation, right? Here's your range. Just broke the range, so want to snipe super entry? Don't tell him I told you. That's a super entry. If we get there. Because this here is the fractal accumulation, and here's your preliminary support up. Here's your selling climax, ST, STB, tiny shakeout spring. Break of the range, aka SOS. So now it's either gonna do this or is gonna do this, or it's gonna tell you F off and break everything and then come back. Okay, but this, at least at this point, price action wise, that's what it looks like to me. Okay. I mean, everything else is clean, right? So there's no way, if it decides to come down and doesn't work, this entry that I drew over there, if it does come there, it could just chill at supply and demand and come higher. But if it decides to come down and this entry that I drew, this particular one, snipe, doesn't work out, then we are going to at least this level here, probably all the way over here. And then we're gonna drop. First we're gonna drop, then we're gonna roll. Then we're gonna rock, go, let it go. Next gonna give to you. I don't rap. Yeah. Tribute to DMX. Thank you. So yeah, so that is that good? Does that answer your question? And US 30, is that something you were thinking, or were you opposite? Were you trying to sell? Don't try to sell it.
It
Not
goes
yet.
up 71% of the time. I wouldn't want to sell it.
Yeah, I mean, like from the standpoint of structure, if you can consider this a low, that's the lag, right? Nice, Ingy.
Good. Yes. Awesome.
Yes, sir. So yeah, so that's the lag. So if it decides to do this, if this doesn't work out, that's where I'll be looking for the next buy. Right in here. The accumulation from which this lag started. If it comes to slingshot candle again, then we need a schematic. If it comes to this one, that's my house here, right? House here. There's a house here. That's in the crappy one. This is a big one. This is a crappy house. This is a big one.
That's the one with water damage.
Yep. Hey now. Hey now. Yes. CJ. Yes, Jameson, sure. I saw you post something, but man, I had 14 meetings today. I was ready to freaking scream. I hate work. All right. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, this doesn't look good, man. This looks like it's gonna keep going down. Sorry to break it to you. I want it to come up, but it's not showing me anything. Yeah, I think it's gonna come down to at least 84.75 here. Is there structure on this mother at all? Fucking hell.
And the Canadian index is still keeping order flow. And
It's
there's
been so bullish. Holy crap. It's about
well,
to change though.
yeah, I think so.
About to change.
Mhm.
So this is right now what holds bullishness, right? We had on the smaller time frame on 4 hour, like, I mean, this is all one leg, literally. That's all one leg. So we got a long way. I mean, here's this line here is the equilibrium. This line is supply and demand. This is where demand sits. You're gonna have a reaction out of here. Until then, you need schematics to draw itself. So I would not be looking for a buy, to be honest.
We've
Well,
got
right now I'm still looking for a buy, kind of, until this is broken, but I don't think it's gonna hold. If it holds, because it's in the POI right now, I hate that it's in the Asia. Right, this is right now the only thing stopping the price from dying. So once this is mitigated, meaning once this candle here is equal to this reaction, which is pretty much this imbalance, I think we're gonna rock and roll. And then what happens?
well, we got a lot of stuff coming out too. Because like on Wednesday, we got consumer price index for the month, but we also have the annual one, so that's huge. And we've got Bank of Canada monetary policy report and statement. Also, crude oil inventories come out, so that's huge.
So from Wyckoff standpoint, this is distribution here. And this is a nasty, crazy redistribution. So we could accumulate here, which would make sense. Distribution, redistribution, accumulation. But I highly doubt it's gonna happen. I mean, it could. Price can do whatever the hell it wants. It could come to this, start this accumulation here and do the change of character right there and then spring into here and then come back here and start coming up. That could happen. But right now, a better trade is actually a sell. I mean, think about USD CAD. USD CAD is temporarily going up to our IFC on 5 second. It's got some time to go, so means Canadian dollar is bearish, and JPY and USD are pretty correlated. So I am I'm not willing to bet my life on it, but I'm pretty sure this is going down. So you're better off looking for a sell. Nothing about this right now, right this second tells me to buy it unless we get a full-blown schematic here. On 4 hour, this shit's gonna take a couple of weeks. So I don't think that's gonna happen now. So you'll be looking for a sell. And this would be great. Yeah, that right there would be great. You take out all of this. All of that. That is all liquidity. It's all mitigated through no need to try to find some IFCs, although we could try some shit over here, but I wouldn't recommend that. I would only feel safe at 87.50 here, putting a sell right there. Or immediate kind of thing is right here, right? The order flow right now,
Right.
let's say on 15-minute is this. So if you have an explosion right now and break this, then you could try to get something in here and come up. But yeah, I definitely would wait for to see what Asia does on CAD J. I mean, there's no volume. So yeah, this right here is garbage. Like anytime I see this, I only think of one thing. I think of this and that.
Mhm.
That's all I think about when I see this kind of price action like that. Almost never, sometimes it does, but almost never it goes like this and just explodes. That happens only during FOMC news, which ends up being a fake anyway, and it comes down.
The previous, and that's exactly like your previous example where it broke the break the structure, come back to mitigate and take off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this is, by the way, Jameson, here, you got this order block here. So, like I said before, like Ryan just mentioned, if it gets violated, wait for it to come back. Touch twice and go. Back test this. Always happens. Which by the way, I never got to it. I don't know how I started about it and I got sidetracked, but what did oh yeah, I did show it. Never mind. On gold, the same thing happened last week. Yeah, I did show it. Never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Disrespect it. 1, 2, and out. Always, 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 always. Disrespect it. Came back to retest. And didn't failed again. I came back. But it did have reactions. Okay. GBP USD also correlate with pound futures. Well, obviously GBP will correlate with pound futures, yes. So just like DXY correlates with USD JPY and correlates with USD CHF and inversely correlates with all the majors, the same way CXY correlates with Canadian pairs and pound futures correlate with GU, Japanese futures correlate with Japanese yen, and so forth. But you got to decide. This is already outside trading, not outside trading, outside the charts. You got to decide what is it going to be for you. What's more important for you? Like for Mike, schematics, right? For myself, divergence. For someone else, might be just structure. You can win with just doing structure and refined order blocks. You can win with all kinds of confirmation. So if looking at pound futures helps you a lot, determine your bias on GBP, definitely, definitely. Do I want to look at UJ? I haven't looked at it in 2 weeks. What has it been doing? 2 weeks. Oh my God. We're calming down in such a weird fashion, and then we came up and didn't break anything. Blah. I guess bull. I don't know. Was bullish, broke structure here. We still technically bearish. We're still technically bearish on the daily. Oh, we're definitely bearish on 4-hour. Just walking the price down. How nice. You answering some questions, Ryan?
I've been typing away. Yeah.
This could be a nice little accumulation that might fail and go into distribution. Oh, this might be accumulation now. This might be an awesome, because we just took liquidity. This is great. So my only concern is what is the, so you could mark this up as SCAR STUA and this STB. So if that's the case, if this is STB, we need a break of this range. Actually, a break of this range would be sufficient. So if this comes here, you might try to snipe something here. But in my opinion, especially since it is what it is with Asia, this is going to be something like that. Cold redistribution.
Just understand if you get in early like that, like you're talking about to the STB, let's just say you're getting a buy scenario and it goes against you, know that we're basically just broke structure. We're ready to go to the downside. Wait for the mitigation and take that sell.
Yeah, like I wouldn't look for a buy in UJ unless we broke that. So until we do this, there's no buy. And understand that DXY, so this is what I should have started with, but DXY is so freaking bearish. It just keeps going.
Right.
Even if this is accumulation, like we're just, like if this is accumulation, at the very least, we're gonna get to this gap here.
And there's no reason why we can't go lower.
And yeah, because overall structure, you know, redistro, who's to say this is not redistro?
And there's targets.
Nobody. Right? So
Yeah.
for daily structure wise, we are so bearish, it's ridiculous. That's what maintains bearishness. On this, you know, weekly we might be bullish and stuff. Weekly we might be bullish, and that's the accumulation from which we're created this accumulation, and we might be coming higher, but first we need to break this. Right? We need to break this structure in order for us to consider it bullishness. But this is, even if I'm wrong and we are already in accumulation, and this is just doing LPS, SOS, LPS, SOS, we still need to come here, which is like, you know, I don't know if it's a lot.
Where we went to the higher high right there.
20.
You know, before we break structure to the downside. I mean, look to the left. Look how many, like we were sitting there for like 6 months. Think about how many orders were sitting there. So it's going to take a lot to push through there to break.
No problem, Mohammed. Have a good one. Yep. ETH and BTC right away coming up on silver platter. BTC, and that's gonna be the last that I'm gonna do, and then we're gonna take off. It's been, I'm getting slow now. Lack of food and oxygen. All right, Bitfinex.
I actually have to bounce out of here too. I have to shift change.
I'll just stay for ETH for this one. Just stay for this one.
I guess I could stay
Stay
for
for this one. It's gonna be good.
All right.
Yeah, I would try to get out. I just sold all my Bitcoin that I took profits out because something that was shared that is interesting. Let me share something with you. Maybe blow your mind a little bit. Here we go. Where is this guy? I don't know if that's true or not. I don't go that deep, but it's pretty interesting. So we had 854 days for the bullish run between 2015 and 2017. And then we had a bullish run for the same amount of days between 2019, 2021. Coincidence? Maybe. But in the first case, we had 85% correction. If we have 85% correction, we're going to finally get to the level that I wanted to. Now, which is going to be like 24, 5-ish, maybe. I think he is a little crazy under 6, but it could happen. I don't think that will happen because if we come back, we need to come back to this line that he drew, which is supply and demand. It's not going to just crash through supply and demand. This is a ton of buyers are sitting here, including me. So,
And I can't imagine it'd go through there, especially with the stock market about ready to drop.
but the fact that we're going to drop right now is kind of, well, we might not, but it looks pretty much like we're going to drop. So let me see, Ethereum, there's no divergence yet on the daily. Let's see, 4 hours. 4 hours. Let's first see if we could have sniped this.
Yeah. See where
Oh, who sees it? Oh my God, you guys.
divergence.
This is what divergence gives you, boys and girls. Ready? Oh, this is so good. I don't trade this shit because the freaking spreads are 140 pips. But
I think we need to figure out how to animate a bouncing ball for you, like on the songs.
I know. Follow the magic ball. We got liquidity taken here and mitigation. We got liquidity taken here at the same time. We got divergence over here and over here. You sell Bitcoin where? Let's say you spotted it on this last wick. Have this black candle with stop loss over here. Let's say you spotted it on this white little thing. No, on this, this black little thing. So you enter on the engulfing candle after it closes, just here, and stop loss above this black wick. It almost hits a stop loss and then drops. And so best entry was at 63,300, and we are at 54.5 right now. Do not dare to buy this right now. I urge you not to buy this. That does not look like a buy scenario.
Yeah,
right
you're
now.
gonna have a wick fill first before it goes anywhere.
Is still bearish. We broke the last structure here. If this wick gets broken, for sure, we are done because the legs, high, low, to the high, we mitigated from extreme. But 21 billion Bitcoin got liquidated today. So that's not what we want to see. If this wick holds and starts coming this way with a change of character, I still wouldn't recommend holding it for too long because it's probably going to fill the imbalance and still drop. If not, if this wick doesn't hold, we're just going to annihilate this low. And at that point, there's bearishness is gone and you need to be looking for sells. Sad but true. Bitcoin's over for a while. We got 1, 2, 3 drives waiting for break here. If that is broken, we're just at the beginning of distribution. Be prepared for a huge write down. If you want intraday trade, if that's why you asked me, then I don't know what to tell you. This is Asian range, so it's just garbage right now. I mean, follow the order flow. Follow the order flow for sells. Everything's clean here, so comes back here, your next entry, literally. If you're playing right now, which I don't recommend, but it would be like somewhere here. Maybe even here, but I would expect it to follow the order flow, so I would expect it to do something like chill here, bounce of momentum trend line, come down, bounce, trend line come down. Something like that. Okay. Is that good? All right. What's up? Who's raising? Yeah. Bye, Mohammed, JJ. All right, guys. Awesome, awesome session as always. If you want to get a hold of us, if you want to join us, if you want to say hi, Lord Fury 83, Brian Billenberg, Furious Snipers LLC on Instagram. You can find us on Discord. You can find us on Telegram. Peace out. We'll see you on Thursday, either this Thursday or next Thursday. I haven't made up my mind, on Ask a Mentor with John Fibonacci himself. And then probably next week though, because I'm so busy this week. It's crazy. All right, have a good night. Let's kill it tomorrow. Got some setups going. Let's do it. See you all on the other side.